Not sure how happy Teddy will be tomorrow with the storm coming.
Unfortunately not. We have a very impactful storm moving in, and it's going to have a lot of the hallmarks of the storm that we just saw earlier this week. So unfortunately, we've got a lot of things coming up on the table, Alex. But the storm is kind of just knocking on our doorstep at this point. We've got precip moving through southern New England and into New York, and this will hit Maine. And as we go over the next couple of hours, just starting to get some precip signatures coming up on the radar here. We have to saturate the air mass that we're in first, so it'll take a little bit for this precip to hit the ground. But within the next couple of hours, we're going to start seeing the impacts of this storm. So we're going to jump right into the forecast, the hour-by-hour forecast. Right now, it's warm enough right along the coast that we're just going to start here with rain. Something that we've been talking about over the past couple of days with this storm is really just kind of watching the rain-snow line and watching that transition from snow into rain. But right now we're going to start on the coastline with that rain, and then we're going to have that rain-snow line continue to move northward as we go into the early morning hours of tomorrow. So this is Saturday at 8 a.m. So we're seeing heavy rain in Portland through Wiscasset and the mid-coast. Still seeing snow at this point, though, in the down east coast and into northern Maine as well. And just like we saw with that previous system, north of the rain snow line seeing very, very heavy snow, and south of the rain snow line seeing very heavy rain, just like that storm that we saw earlier this week. Once we get to around 11 a.m., the rain snow line has moved just south of the Bangor area, seeing that transition from snow into rain. And then late in the day is when we do start to see some breaks in this precipitation. You can see here that it becomes a little bit more scattered in nature. The rain snow line is up towards the Greenville and Millinocket areas, and we're even starting to see some clearing as we get into the southern coast. And as we get late in the day, that's when we're going to start to see even some clearing from cloud cover in western Maine and into New Hampshire. One of the differences with this storm as opposed to the last one is that it is going to take place in more daylight hours as opposed to the last one was mostly overnight. So this is Saturday at 6 p.m. We do still have snow in the mountains. That's where we're going to see less of a chance of a changeover from snow into rain because of low temperatures there. But even the county eventually is going to change over from snow into rain as we get into Saturday at 6 p.m. And take a look at this Saturday at 10 p.m. Besides a couple of showers just on the northern edge of the state, we've essentially cleared out of this storm. So it is very, very fast moving, which is good, but it's still going to be impactful in the relatively short amount of time we're going to see it. And behind this storm, it's going to be much colder, but just some snow showers moving through on Sunday. So here's where we're looking for our snow map here. Once again, just like the last storm, if you're in the blue colors here, that snow is going to fall but then melt away as the rain changes over. 6 to 10 inches though, in that purple color, you'll probably gain some snow. Overall, this system does have less precipitation, so inland flooding here is a bit less of a concern, but it still is a concern in low-lying areas and in urban areas as well. Once again, that southeast wind marginally less here in terms of miles per hour, getting up into the 50 to 55 miles per hour as opposed to 60, but we are still expecting power outages from wind gusts this high. And then behind this system, it'll still be breezy late on Saturday, but less windy. So the National Weather Service has issued high wind watches and warnings for the coastline because that's where we're going to see the highest wind gusts here. Now, this storm in total is marginally weaker than the last one. However, a big thing that I want to emphasize here is the coastal flood threat is the big issue here. Portland and a lot of places along the coastline are expected to reach historic flood levels, and these records are kept here in Portland since 1912, and we're expected to reach the major flood stage. So flooding is a major concern here. The National Weather Service has issued a coastal flood warning for all along the coastline here, and that's going to be kind of our big ticket item. The possibility of historic coastal flooding, damage to beaches and waterfront property is all on the table here, unfortunately. We do have a storm warning in effect for our marine forecast. And for the 7-day forecast, Alex, the one good thing here is that we do have that storm coming in on Saturday. And though it does get a lot colder after it, the next storm is either going to be an all snow event or it's going to miss us completely. So that will allow us to kind of do some cleanup after this storm. But I always want to emphasize here that the coastal flood impacts are going to be big.
All right. Thank you, Dana.